number one for hip hop and R&B. We got Nicole Bus in the studio today. Hi.
Hi there. How are you doing?
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nicole Bus, man. I've been watching you on TV and on Instagram and everything, man. You are gorgeous.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Did you know
Thank
that,
you.
like, when you were growing up, you're like, dang, I look good?
Oh, no, not at all. I've always been a tomboy, in a sense. You know, I love to do inline skating, skateboarding. So I wasn't focused on that at all. But thank you. I do take the compliment.
Well, it's definitely paying off now that you're a superstar, right? That you're just so getting pretty, right?
Well, that's not a factor for me. I believe in character above everything else. So you could be good looking or whatever, but if your character stinks, I don't want to deal with you. So, you know,
Wow.
that's my focus.
I
Character
love that.
first, yes.
That's amazing. That's so good. All right, so you have your first number one hit on your hands with You, so congratulations.
Thank you. Feels good.
I'm going to tell you, this record for me, I mean, it came out of nowhere for us. Buck, of course, our program director, he found the record and he loved the record.
Yes.
And I know we were one of the first stations in the country to play it because he was so
Thank
passionate
you.
about it. But it's just such an incredible record. So when you went into the studio and you were making You, I mean, you were like, okay, I'm going to definitely sing over this Wu-Tang beat. Like, tell me how this all came to be.
Well, first, I need to start off with thanking you and thanking DJ Buck, you know,
thank
because you guys gave me a heart attack back in Amsterdam. I was like, the release date isn't until 2019, and what's going on?
Oh, so we were supposed to be playing it.
It was leaked.
Oh.
You guys leaked it, and I was like,
geez.
okay.
Okay, so
So
sorry.
after I was, no, don't be sorry. I think it was a good thing, because if you guys thought it was good enough to be played, then who am I to decide, you know? So I was honored. That's why I said thank you.
Okay, all right.
But back to the studio session, you know, we had this team whereby we were constantly thinking of how can we honor the greats that came before us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially now in this day and age where music is sounding a lot like each other. You know, there's not that much diversity as in back in the days. And we were talking, and then just Rocky, one of the songwriters, he jumped on, was like, everyone, just be quiet. And then we were like waiting, like the suspense. He's like, Cream, get the money, and everyone just jumped out their chair like, yes, that's the sample, we should do that. And we went bananas, and they were like, okay, what are we going to write about? And everyone agreed about this love song with content in it,
Right.
but like a very strong love song, and that's how it came to pass.
There's so much passion in this record. I mean, you feel so much emotion.
Yes.
And then you took it and you remixed it, and you have Rick Ross on one remix, and then you have Ghostface Killah on one remix. I mean, that's just incredible.
To be honest, I did not expect it at all. Everything, what's going on right now, the response, even the collaboration, it's a total blessing. And I'm not even, you know, exaggerating anything. You need to understand, I've been a teacher at my teaching company back in Amsterdam for 8 years. So
I didn't know that. So you're teaching what, music?
Yeah, I got my bachelor in music. So what I was doing was like in the community, you know, teaching children music, learning them how to play guitar, piano, or produce. And to come from that place into the States, like we call this the promised land, you know, and then everything what's happening, it's just a huge blessing.
Wow.
Yes.
So when you got, you know, like Ghostface on the remix or Rick Ross, did you handpick these guys, or how did that work?
Well, that came to me.
Oh, okay.
That came to me, and especially I'm happy with both of them, but to have the blessing of the Wu on it, that was it for me. It's like, okay, you know, we're done. We're good.
So wait, how old are you?
Woo, do you really want to ask me that question on air?
No, I'm curious as to how old you are, because I'm thinking you're in like your 20s, right?
Oh no, dear. I mean, thank you for the
You're
compliment again.
Okay. Because
yes.
I'm thinking like, oh wow, she really respects Wu-Tang Clan so much, but
yes.
I feel like sometimes people that are in their 20s don't. So I wasn't like quite sure. I was trying to gauge.
Let me put it like
You're
this.
a little
I'm an
older than
80s baby, but that could be at the end or at the beginning.
Right.
Let's
Okay.
keep
Perfect.
it at that.
Okay. All right. We'll keep it right there. Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna keep it right there. Okay. So your first project came out what, 2009?
Yes.
So you've just been kind of building.
Yes, ma'am.
Over the last 10 years or whatever.
Definitely 10. Yeah, even more than 10 years. You know, 2009 was the first project, but I've been making music since my childhood. Grew up in church.
You were a gospel singer, right?
Yes, before that, yes.
Will you make a gospel album eventually?
Yes, I've actually made 2 or 3 of them already. On this album, there will definitely be gospel songs on it as well. And that will always be a very big fundament and huge inspiration to make music for me.
You have to be like a real singer to do gospel, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you can't be like somebody that's not a great singer. You have to be a great singer to do gospel. Absolutely.
I don't know. In these day and age, you never know, man. You can auto-tune. Everything is possible.
But not in
all
church.
things.
But not in church. You're
All
not
things.
auto-tune in church.
No, that's true.
Like, you
No,
gotta be able
can't
to
play
stand
that
up there and like really, go at it.
You can't play that off.
Right.
No,
You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's incredible.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So you were on The Voice in Holland. I didn't realize there was a Voice in Holland. So talk to me about that.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
We created that show.
Oh.
It was
I had no
created by
idea.
Dutch people. I know. Like, Dutch people created the Voice of Holland and then sold the program into all the other countries. So it actually originated from the Netherlands, the Voice of Holland.
I did not know that. Okay, and you were like a quarterfinalist, or?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So you got there right to the end.
Yes, pretty much.
Wow.
Yes.
How was that experience? When was that? Which year, by the
Oh,
way?
it's been a long time. I'm looking at my sister. You remember 2013 or something like that, right? Yeah, been more than 6 years ago, definitely. That was a whole different young Nicole.
But it must
Nicole,
have been
yeah.
a very exciting time for you.
It was, because
Yeah.
I was studying at a conservatory, like this music college back in the Netherlands, and you know how it is when you make music and then you got television programs. Those two not always really match back, at least in that time. And then it was like, okay, I'm gonna study and do this program. So it was really exciting to enhance and grow in my talent.
It must have been nerve-wracking, though.
I wasn't really, maybe because I grew up in church and was used to singing in front of people. It wasn't that scary.
No. Okay.
No.
Because you can really sing because you're a gospel singer.
Well,
Yeah.
you say so. I
Okay,
don't-
yeah. So Rock Nation, you're signed with Rock Nation now. And I see them all the time pushing your stuff out, promoting you and stuff. How has your experience been dealing with Rock Nation?
Beautiful. You got time for a little story?
Yeah, give me one.
Okay, so 5 years ago, right, I met Needles through this competition, and we started to make music together. He's like, hey, you want to do business? I was like, okay. So we had this partnership, created this beautiful music, and 5 years ago, I remember I said to him, we're going to work with Rock Nation. And we were standing in front of this traffic light. He's like, why Rock Nation? Like, why, from all the labels, why would you choose that? It's like, it's just a feeling that I have. That they're going to be the one that we're going to work with. He's like, well, if you say so. And 5 years later, the A&R reached out to the producer. And he's like, I don't know who this lady is. Is she willing to come to a showcase? So he called me. I was like, I told you, we're going to work with them. And he's like, I'm just blown away. So, and now we're here, I'm talking to you.
No, so
Yes.
did the Rock Nation deal come after you or before?
No, it became before we released you.
Wow.
Yes.
So they knew your music and they knew your talent and they wanted you.
The A&R heard you because, of course, as a free agent, you will be like putting like snippets on Instagram
Right.
and sharing it
And
with
plus we
your
leaked
followers.
your music, so.
Yes.
Yeah. we illegally leaked your music. I'm sorry again.
No, that's perfect.
She's like,
I
no,
was
really,
happy
it worked
with
out
it.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it again, please. You
Yeah.
know? Yes, no problem. So as a free agent, you'll be sharing like snippets of your music, and the A&R of Rock Nation was in the 24-hour frame time, clicked on that story, heard you, or at least the first version, because I think we got 20 versions before we even released this one, heard a piece of it and was like, who's this lady? Fly her over. We have a showcase within now and a week or so. We want to hear her. And that's pretty much the beginning of the story.
Wow. And now you're like a big star. You're like everywhere.
Well,
Everybody
thank you.
knows Nicole Bus.
Okay, if you say so, ma'am, again. If you say
You're so
so.
humble. I got some people in here that are like, yeah, that's right. But that's what I like about you. You're just being a good, organic, cool person. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you do modeling at all?
You think I should?
Yes. Because,
Okay.
I mean, come on. First of all, you look like a model. You have like the whole tallness, thin thing going on. And then, but like on your Instagram and stuff, like you take some really beautiful pictures.
Well, thank you. Of course, it always feels good if you get that feedback. But maybe in the future, I don't know. I don't see it as a priority right now.
Okay.
But I'm always open to new
It's
challenges.
all about the music.
For now, yes. I mean, like, hey, if something cool come up and it speaks to me and it adds up to what I'm doing, why not?
Right.
You know.
So who are some artists that you want to work with? Because I mean, you actually are in a group of just amazing people. So who are some people that you would love to work with at this point?
Oof. You know, I'm a believer of speaking things into existence, and I don't want to be destroying or how do you say that? How do you call that when
Sabotaging yourself?
sabotaging? Yeah. So I'm gonna keep that one to myself for now. But I do have a list, just like Rock Nation was on my list before this, and I didn't say it almost to no one, and it happened.
Right.
So I want to keep this quiet for now.
Okay, I won't ask you anymore though. I mean, have you
No, please ask. But for this one, I want to,
have you sat down? Have you like had any discussions with Jay-Z yet, or any of those guys, and they told you their ideas yet about your career, or no?
Of course, there are conversations within the four walls, and I believe that everyone's vision right now is in the right direction, which makes it very good and exciting.
It should be very exciting for you. Okay, so are you going to be out in LA for the BET Awards at all?
We're working on it.
Okay, because they haven't announced the performers yet, and I just kind of felt like I feel like maybe you should get up there on stage for the BET Awards, Nicole Bus. I mean, I don't work for them or anything, but I'm just letting you know that.
Well, did you hear that, BET? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean that might be a good experience for you. You've done it all. No,
I'm open to it.
Okay.
Whenever, wherever.
Well, maybe we'll see you out there. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Nicole Bus. And your album, what's going on with it?
It's done. After 4 years of hard work, it's done. It's been waiting on the shelf very nicely to be released in the appropriate time.
Okay.
So it's coming. We're planning on it for this year to be released.
Is that frustrating because now it's like it's done and it's like you want to get it out there, or do you feel like you need to go through the process of the build, the climb?
I believe the build is a part of it.
Right.
I think if you don't have to build, you're going to rush into something which is maybe premature. So I think everything, how the timeline's being put right now, how I see it right now behind the scenes, it feels really organic, feels really good, and I'm happy with it. Yes.
Everything that I've heard from you so far is so eclectic. So I'm assuming this album will be the same way.
Yes, ma'am. I promise you that.
I love that. I love albums like that. They just move and change. You never know what you're going to get. Really looking forward to it, Nicole Bus.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Inside 937.